Hey, what's going on? What's going on? CoinOpTV subscribers, Robert Welkner here, just doing a quick, fun, short video talking about the Mandalorian Chapter 6, Episode 6, which is called The Prisoner. And I am live streaming this because my weekend is a little bit crazy on the schedule, and I don't know if I'll have enough time to sort of put together recorded and edited slick videos like I've been doing. So I thought, you know what, let me just kind of jump in, do some live stuff. This video will have some spoilers. I wrote down some bullet points of things I want to talk about. And as a bonus, if anybody shows up live and says what's up in the chat room, I give them kind of a shout out and maybe there'll be some input or something like that. If you guys are brand new, please subscribe, like, favorite, comment, all that jazz. So I got my iPad here with my notes. So let's see, The Mandalorian Chapter 6, The Prisoner. I feel like this was a bit of a better episode and more fun and entertaining than last week's episode, which I thought was actually kind of the low point of the season thus far. Of course, you know, we're criticizing every little nook and cranny about Star Wars, you know, because that's what we do as nerds and stuff like that and on the internet. So, I mean, overall, the show is just fun and entertaining and it's great. But you know, there's some specific things to sort of talk about in each of the episodes. So let's get started. So fun episode overall, action-packed, and we get another self-contained story where we get a bunch of new characters. Mandalorian has to come in, do his thing, show us why he's legendary, and then it's boom, it's on to sort of the next group of people, the next story. It was fun to see Bill Burr as Mayfield. He had an interesting gimmick with the extra guns that kind of come up and over his shoulders there, and all of his different, well, I'm calling them guns, I guess they're blasters technically, and all of that. I mean, it kind of reminded me a little bit of a robot or something, or a droid himself there. It was cool to see that. It was also fun to see Clancy Brown as the devil dude. Sorry, I didn't write down some of these names, the characters' names for all of them, or the races. But, you know, we kind of got to see like the Easter eggs of some of the different characters or races that we've seen in other Star Wars, you know, movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool to get that. Whereas last week's had back on Tatooine, and it was a lot of callbacks. I thought it was a little too much. This was a little better because it was kind of like sprinkled throughout with the character races and sort of a little bit of the mentions to that. Although there was a kind of reference to The Last Jedi that I kind of cringed a little bit. I think he said something about Canto by Casino or something like that. And I was like, no, let's not reference the Last Jedi at all. Hey, Iris Blaze, shout outs. Thanks for jumping into the chat room there. My favorite part of the episode was probably when the Mandalorian was fighting against the droids, doing some Mandalorian ninja sliding in there and taking them out with a lot of hand-to-hand combat, some blasters to the face. It's interesting to see how the show's very like PG-13 and it's playing it safe. So people are getting killed and things are getting destroyed, but it's droids getting blasted in the face. And when it comes to humans, they seem to get blasted off camera or into the chest and kind of fall down, and it's a little ambiguous, or a door cuts them in half or something, and it's less gruesome, I guess. That's probably the way things are going to kind of continue. So that was a cool fight scene. One of the things I didn't like about this episode was how they kept on reusing the same hallway over and over again. It made the episode feel kind of cheap and low budgety. It kind of reminded me of like maybe a Star Trek episode, or a hey, Plush Tendo 64 Gaming's in chat, what's up? Kind of reminded me of like a Star Trek episode or a Doctor Who episode, old Doctor Who episode, where there's a fight scene going on and people are running back and forth, and it's basically the same corridor, just different angles and stuff like that. I know that they were kind of on a rectangular ship and everything kind of probably looks similar, but you know, that was kind of a negative I got to put out there. I mean, it's fun seeing a lot of the action, but I just thought that made it look kind of low budgety and cheapy and stuff like that. Also, I felt like we had very little of Baby Yoda, and I was thinking to myself, Baby Yoda kind of almost needs to have his own little side story when the Mandalorian is out there doing his thing, doing his business. Baby Yoda needs to be watching some TV and maybe some holograms or something, or dipping into the Mandalorian's archive of the little pucks, maybe watching some of the bounty people, or just flipping through his archive or something kind of interesting and fun like that, where what Baby Yoda is doing, exploring on the Razor Crest, maybe is telling us a little bit more about the Mandalorian, kind of, you know, unintentionally or something. I think that'd be kind of funny and clever. We'll see how that kind of goes. I guess we'll see if these new characters will be back again. I don't know. It seems like a lot of these characters are one-offs. We'll sort of see. Plush Tendo says Baby Yoda is greater than the Emperor. Maybe Baby Yoda is definitely more popular. We'll see how things go when episode 9 comes out. Who's cooler? Which toys people are going to be buying? Emperor stuff or Baby Yoda stuff? And then I wrote down here also that it was interesting to see that like the Rebel Alliance was sort of like the antagonist of the episode. It was almost like we were rooting for the bad guys and the villains to persevere and make it through and fight off all the droids and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool how they flipped the switch on us. And it didn't really kind of have the big impact because they were fighting droids. But then, of course, when we got to the human and we see him and then the X-Wing pilots and stuff like that, it was like, oh, yes, we're sort of changing things up now. We're watching a different take here on the Star Wars universe. We're not just, you know, following the good guys. We're sort of following the bad guys and the in-between bad guys. So that's all I wrote down for my notes on the Mandalorian Chapter 6. And again, just a quick fun live stream. Hope this quality looks pretty good and sounds pretty good. Plush Tendo says, I don't watch The Mandalorian. Is it a good show? Yes, it's very fun. It's on the Disney Plus platform, which you have to pay for, and that's kind of like the best thing on there as far as the new content goes. So you might want to wait a little bit till there's some more stuff on there, or if there's like a little deal or something. I think Verizon has a little deal with Disney Plus, so maybe you can hook it up with that. So if you guys watch this live, cool. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this on the archive, leave some comments and let me know what you thought of the episode for CoinOpTV. We'll see you next time.